Hi, my name is Camille Western. I'm the director of Thaiyurveda and owner. Welcome to my home. I've been in quarantine now for a month and my husband is behind the camera filming and my daughter will be the body for my demo today. And I wanted to share my passion with you today and hope that I can inspire you to continue to learn and work while you're home and keep ourselves entertained. I know that when I set up my table today and set up the room, I was teary-eyed because of the emotion of not being able to work for a month and being in quarantine and all that. We are all going through this in different ways, but also in the same way, in many ways. So that's a lot of ways in one sentence. Anyway, I wanted to share with you today the herbal compresses. The herbal compresses are used during massages. Traditionally, they're used in traditional Thai massage, which is on the floor. Today we're adapting it to the massage table, and you can do this at home, sitting on the sofa on a loved one, or you can do it on the floor. But this is the best way to show you how to do it on the table, show you the techniques and demonstrate. So the herbal compresses come in different blends. This blend right here is one of my favorite ones. Is the In Radiance or Well-Being blend. This one was, I would say, a takeoff of one that one of my favorite teachers taught me. And I feel like this blend is beautiful because it's for overall well-being, and it helps to increase energy, it helps with bruises, it helps to decongest the chest and the sinuses, it warms the body, so it helps you to loosen up if you have any aches and pains. These herbal compresses are filled with different herbs. This blend right here, my Well-Being or In Radiance blend, contains, if I can say them all, eucalyptus, peppermint, ginger, galanga, camphor, lemongrass. Did I say peppermint? Oh, peppermint. And they're tied in these little bundles. Normally you can use the herbal compresses on the same person a few times or in family members. If you're working at a spa or you have a private practice, you want to use them just one time on a client, and then at the end you can gift it to them, okay? So these are the herbal compresses, and I'm gonna come here to the steamer. They are placed in a steamer before you use them, so you have to get them wet only one time. That's right before you use them, and then the steam is going to keep them hot. I get different questions. So can you heat it up in the microwave? Well, you can heat them up in the microwave for like a minute and a half, and then when you're using them, they're gonna be losing the heat. So you're gonna have to go back to the microwave every 4 minutes or so to reheat the herbal compresses. So the best way is to do it in a steamer unit, because you can have one in the steamer, one you'll be using on the person that you're working on, or at some point you can have them both out and work with both of them at the same time. So you can use this kind of steamer. You can use also a steamer inside a pot on the stove and heat them up that way. There's also other kinds of vegetable steamers that you can find online. This one is pretty practical. It's a Black & Decker. Normally you can even find them at the Goodwill or something like that when it's open. But for now, you can use a steamer at home. Okay, so in order to start, you take your 2 herbal compresses and you can put them in the water, dip them for a few seconds until they get wet, or you can put them under the water faucet. And they go in the basket. They're not gonna get wet again during the massage. So you only get them wet once. You're gonna cover your steamer. Are you going to preheat your compresses for about 15-20 minutes before you start to use them? We are here laying on the massage table and I'm going to get started. Normally when I start the work, before I touch somebody, I like to say a couple of words that help me be more present, be more grounded, also inspire my client into opening up mentally, spiritually, into receiving. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be peaceful. May I be filled with loving kindness. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. May you be filled with loving kindness. May all livings, animals, known and unknown, living beings, humans, plants, may all be happy. May all be safe. May all be healthy. May all be peaceful. As I say those words, I feel I go into a more peaceful state. I feel like my voice even drops a little bit, and I start working from my heart. So no matter the techniques, if I tell you to go up one side and down the other, or to move in rolling motions, or to move in pressing motions, doesn't matter. Because what's important is that you're here, you're present, your intentions for this person, your intentions for yourself are based on love and kindness and trying to help somebody feel better. So as long as we always have that as our objective and our purpose, following some basic safety guidelines, you will be able to perform this work. Namaste. So as you can see, my compresses have been cooking already for about 11-12 minutes. And this is one of the safety guidelines. And I always say in my live classes, this is the most important thing that I'm going to teach you today. And is please don't burn yourself. So the lid is holding a lot of steam, right? So you can see the heat, you can see the water accumulating. So when I open the lid, when I remove the lid, I always want to remove it away from me so that the steam goes up. I should probably move my family photo from here. Hold on. That's fine. So you want to open the lid away from you, okay? You can. This one has big ears. Some of them don't have the big ears here or holders. So you want to use a towel, okay? So I'm going to hold it away from me. At the same time, the water that has accumulated on the lid is falling on top of the herbal compresses. Now I'm going to take an herbal compress in a washcloth. Now, you can apply the herbal compress directly onto the body, but because first you want to see how the heat is going to be for them, how much heat they can take, I recommend that you use a washcloth around the herbal compress for the first few presses on the body so that she can get used to the temperature, and then you can remove it and work directly, okay? So I'm going to take my herbal compress. I'm going to place it under the face cradle, or if she was sitting up, I would have her hold it near her so that she can breathe in the benefit of the herbs. So this is the herbal compress. I know that it's not too hot, but I'm just going to introduce the temperature. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. So when you introduce heat to the body, the best way is to always introduce the heat to the muscles that are more used to being touched. So always from the outer to the inner. Always find the thicker muscles. So that would be the deltoid here, and also the trapezius muscle. And what I'm doing, I'm holding the compress with one hand here, just softly, and the other hand is pressing and rolling the herbal compress directly onto the muscles. So this is a good way to start to introduce the heat to the muscle, but you also have the capability of continuing to roll. So it's like no rush, no pause. It's like the idea in mind is like I'm not going really fast, but I'm also not pausing. Okay? This part of the herbal compress tends to get hotter, the bottom part. So that's why I don't come directly and press the compress from the steamer onto the body. You're gonna always press the side of the compress onto the body. And once the compress has cooled off, you can always test it on your forearm. That's what I suggest. Then you can use the flat part or the bottom part of the herbal compress. And everything is doing circular motions with the compress or rolling motions. The one thing you don't want to do with the herbal compress is drag it on the skin, because that's going to scratch.